Alright, hello guys, my name is Dominic Elliott, and I'm going to be going over my 3 worship service observations. The first one that I went to was the St. Peter's Catholic Church, and I actually did attend that one. That was in Greeley. My other 2, I just watched online streams. I did an evangelical Protestant church, and then I did a Muslim church. So I'm going to start off with talking about the Catholic Church. I'll start with the physical structure. So when you walk in, it's a large open room. There's lots of seating, and it's very decorated. So there's lots of stained glass and statues, and it looks really nice, although it does look aged. The people there, I noticed that it was a lot of families. People were dressed pretty formally. It was a lot of families, and then there were also a lot of older folks there as well. And they were pretty involved in the service. So there's communion, and then there's lots of singing that happens where the adherents actually are involved in the service. And overall, it seemed more like a strict and formal environment compared to the evangelical church that I went to, and I think that's exactly sort of how it was explained to us in class. The evangelical Protestant church, it was definitely seemed more laid back. They had a big sort of like rock band, and they had large screens with projectors to do their presentations on. The people there, they were a lot younger, a lot less families, and it sort of seemed like people were choosing to be there a little more than the Catholic Church, where it was a lot of families where I feel like they're drug along, sort of. The service there was a lot different. It's a lot of music with the full band. They often play a couple songs, and then they'll sort of have a message from the Bible that they'll use metaphors and other ways of delivering it to the adherents. The building itself wasn't as decorated as the Catholic Church. It was more simple, I would say. It was more modern and simple. It was a huge, large room, but not lots of decorations. It was sort of just bland on the walls. And then as far as the Muslim church goes, it was actually very, very distinct from the 2 Christian churches. When you walk in, there is actually no seating, so everybody takes a spot on the ground next to each other, and you take the closest spot to the front, and then you fill in after that. The service started out with the speaker. He does something called a call to prayer, and I couldn't actually understand it because it was in another language, but there's a call to prayer, and then after that, everyone gets down on the knees, and they do self-prayers or silent prayers to themselves. And then after that's completed, there's a sermon by the speaker, and then the call to prayer is recited again. And that's pretty much it. They're short services, and they take place on Sunday, which is much different than the Christian churches, or they take place on Friday, rather than Sunday like the Christian churches. And yeah, I believe the people there, they just seem very dedicated, more so than the Christians do to their religion. And yeah, so that's my experience with my worship service observations. I enjoyed writing about them. And yeah, I hope you guys all stay safe. Thanks. Bye.